Turn it up. It's The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the band Wicked Smile, guitarist Steve Janevski to the program. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, good, thank you.
What are you drinking there? Energy drink or?
No, I don't drink energy drinks. This is just, it's flavored milk.
Oh, okay.
I'm the most un-rock and roll rocker out. I don't drink alcohol. I've never smoked. And I'm a teacher, so it's all downhill.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. What do you teach?
For you guys, you call elementary school kids, right? So kids between the age of 5 to 12 years old.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. What subjects?
Anything. I'm a substitute teacher, but I've been working at the same school almost full time, apart from when I can't do it because of music, for the last 25 years. So I'm strictly at the same school. It's fantastic and great job. Well,
they must love you there if you've been there for 25 years, and you must love the job as well.
Yeah, man, I love it. Absolutely. Great kids, great school. It's the perfect job for me, as I said, because whenever I need to go overseas for music or record, they say no problems. So it's really ace.
So have you ever taught music before, or you?
Really, whoever is away or absent. So sometimes it might be music all day, or for 2 weeks. Then, for the last 3 weeks, I've been teaching a year 6 class all 11 and 12-year-old kids, and that was everything. So math, English, history, whatever the curriculum sort of wants me to do, I do it, so it's all good. But yeah, great school, great kids, really happy.
Now, is the school season going to start off like normally? Like, are the kids going to go to school, or are they being taught online? How's it go?
They were. So back in, when was it? Probably in May. Our school year begins in February, as in pretty much the 1st of February, and it goes right through till early December. Now, we have splits of 2 weeks holidays 4 times a year. So it's, I think you guys have got it all, you got your summer holidays, right? So we do it a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, so back in May, when COVID hit, or COVID hit earlier, but the thing is, we were already on 2 weeks holidays in April. So in May for about 4 weeks, I think it was, we did homeschooling. Mm-hmm. And so, which is not good for me because I don't get paid at that time. Because I'm a substitute teacher, right? So, but for the last 4 weeks, we've had the kids back, and it's we haven't been hit nowhere near as hard as what you guys have in America or UK or Europe, et cetera, et cetera. We've, not that it's anything to champion, but we've had 101 deaths, all up in the whole of Australia.
Yeah, well, those are pretty good numbers. Considering, the United States, I think they had like 120,000. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's, it's quite a big difference in numbers, But,
yeah. Do you have kids, James, yourself, or?
We do, and one's in college, and she's I'm going to say she's going to be a junior this year.
Cool.
My son just graduated high school, but he had to graduate virtually online because they wouldn't allow a ceremony. So we got to see that the other night. They had it on YouTube. So yeah, we have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, 20-year-old daughter, 18-year-old son. So
fantastic, man. Excellent.
Yeah, it's awesome. I guess it's something they can talk about, and in the future they could say to their kids, hey, I graduated virtually online.
That's right. Absolutely, yes.
We were kids. We all gathered together and we threw our caps up in the air and stuff like that. Yeah. And we had a prom, but times are very hard right now, I guess. But we have to roll with the changes.
Of course, and everything's okay for you for work wise and stuff.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier, I had switched jobs. I was working 3 to 11 p.m. for the last couple of years, and I kind of got burnt out from that, and I switched to a day position with a different company, and now I'm going to be working from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., which I kind of like a little bit better because it gives me a little bit more time to spend with my wife and, my friends and, stuff like that. I felt like with the other position, I wasn't really getting that time that I needed.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I understand that absolutely, man. Obviously, you value family, which is great.
Right?
That's cool. Yeah.
Cool. So that's as you get older, your body changes, your mind changes, and it's like something that was good 10 years ago that worked, not necessarily works now. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. Cool. So what are you doing with yourself?
Besides doing the radio show, I'm a security supervisor. I run rental properties throughout Myrtle Beach, and that's basically what I do. But I decided that I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to switch my schedule and have my my nights more free where I could be home more and spend more time at home. So and not only that, it'll also give me more time to work on my show as well because
absolutely
it's hard for me to do both. And then, when I do a show, I edit it and, I add tracks and I mix it and all that other stuff. So,
great.
It takes a lot of work,
Absolutely it does, man. And that's the thing. Some people, obviously you've got a big passion for music, but some people don't understand how much is involved, whether you're playing a band or if you're a DJ or, whatever it is, everything takes time, and if you don't love music, you won't last. Really,
you really gotta love it, man. And I started out when I was 18 years old, and I'm gonna be 50 in October, doing the DJ thing and the radio thing, and things have just changed over the years. I mean, I find more joy now, like sitting down talking with excellent musicians like yourself, than just sitting in a radio station studio just playing music. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I understand it. And I mean, it's brought the world together as well. As you said, I'm talking to you and you're in the States and I'm over here in Australia. So,
right.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. Absolutely. Totally, man. That's cool.
Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought at the age of 18 when I started DJing that I was going to be talking to a great musician and guitar player from Australia. You know what I mean? On the internet.
Man, that's cool.
Because I didn't who the hell even thought there would even be an internet back then? You know what I mean? So
that's right. Absolutely. No. Absolutely. For sure. Totally. I wish I could just, bring you over to my house, man, because about 5 minutes from where I'm at, I've always got visitors who come from overseas, and I take them to see the kangaroos and stuff, because I live probably about 45 minutes from the main city of Melbourne, and about 5 minutes from my home, there's it's kangaroo heaven. It's great. It really is cool.
I've said to my wife, I mean, we talked about if we, what countries would you want to go visit and stuff?
Yeah.
And Australia is in there. I mean, we said...
If you ever do, man, absolutely.
Yeah. We said Australia, we said Greece, Ireland, and I think Italy is all the ones that we mentioned. So
yeah, I guess I've been very fortunate because I've played in a couple of bands over the years that I've seen the world, a few times. So I've been to the States, toured, with the band, 3 or 4 times, I think it is. But we love America. I mean, my wife and I'll send you a photo. You'll have a giggle.
That's awesome, man. And
yeah, man. So we love it. Like my wife and I went for the first time, I think in 1994, and all up we've been about 10 times.
What's your favorite experience in the United States?
I really like New York. I thought that was cool.
That's cool.
I could live in New York, Manhattan. I've got friends in Jersey as well.
That's where I'm from. I'm from New Jersey.
Oh wow, there you go. Cool.
Yes,
so
sir.
do you know the Danger Boys or the Skid Row or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with all those. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I'm very familiar with them. I mean, I've never had the pleasure of having them on the show, but very familiar with them, definitely.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, well, some of my friends, I know Bruno from Danger. I mean, he actually masters my CDs and stuff, who I met via Paul Laine, who obviously I've been playing in his band and stuff. And I've met Dave Snake from Skid Row a couple of times. It's just, cool, man. I love, as I said, I really, really love New York. Where else? I've got good friends in Indiana, and I had a whole bunch of people when I told them I was going to Indiana. A lot of my American friends are saying, why Indiana, man? Why Indianapolis? There's nothing there.
Right.
I've got friends there. So I really liked that, actually. It was cool. It was nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's not I get it's not like a tourist attraction sort of place, but I found it just very nice and very real, not over the top. LA is LA, I guess. And I love some parts of LA, but there's also some parts that, can be a little bit scary. So, yeah.
Between all the guys in Europe that are playing on this new EP, you guys have been around 25 to 30 years.
Absolutely.
Tell us about your journey up to the point that we're at now.
My journey. Okay. So, I started playing guitar quite late. I started playing guitar at about late 16, early 17, because before that I was right into sports. I was playing Australian rules football, so that was very it was always loved music as a kid, but until my final year of high school, that's when I really got into music. I think, bands like Skid Row, Dokken, Rat, Dio, Judas Priest, all that sort of stuff. I was right into those bands, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to learn to play guitar. So I basically, after I finished high school, I took a year off school and played guitar for a year. A little bit to my parents' disappointment, because that's all I did. I took a year off school. So after that, I went to university and studied teaching, and that allowed me also to continue doing music, because it was something I could do. I could do both. Right. And from there, I started in the beginning, I just wanted to learn how to play my favourite song. And I think Kiss of Death by Dokken on the back of the Attack album, that was the one that, I always wanted to learn how to play that song. So I did. And after a while, then I wanted to play in some, bands. So a lot of friends we got into cover bands and stuff. And then I started to sort of have that itch of, I wanted to play my own music. So I wanted to write my own music. And probably about the age of about 21, I started playing a band called Cyclone Tracy in Melbourne, Australia, and we did pretty well on the local front. We lasted for about, probably as a band, we put out 2 CDs, and I played in that band for about 6 years, and that was really cool. And it was kind of like a little bit Skid Row sounding. And after that, a little bit after, I wanted to do something different, and I ended up playing in a band called Square One, which is a bit more melodic. It was kind of more influenced by vocals and harmonies, and so bands like Nelson and obviously the Beatles, Enough's Enough, that kind of style. So nice. we made an album with that band, and at the same time, I was then asked to play guitar in a metal band called, which went on to become Black Majesty, and I stayed with Black Majesty for about 20 years. So we made 8 albums. So I only left that band last year. So that was really cool, because we signed a 5-album deal back in the day, and then we signed, for more albums with different labels and stuff after that. And we got, I got to see the world with that band, which was great. So I played in Germany a couple of times. And whilst I was in a band called Black Majesty, I also formed the Radio Sun. And with that band, we've released so far 5 albums and 1 EP. Wow. And I'm still in that band. So, that's still happening.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's been very busy. So with Wicked Smile, I've pretty much myself and Danny combined, we've released about 25 CDs. So it's pretty cool. So we've and I'm 47 years old myself. So, and Danny's the same. So look, we love it. We've grown up with rock and roll and metal, and it's just good fun.
Now, can you tell us about how Wicked Smile came about? I mean, I understand it's you and Dan, but you guys also just recently got a new drummer as well, right?
Yeah, well, we formed the whole band, actually. Wicked Smile, just after I left Black Majesty, I started writing some songs. A little bit more, I wanted to go back, and I started thinking about, okay, what was the sound or style of music that I really loved, that, really got my rocks off, more so, as a teen, early 20s. And I started thinking about all the bands that I really love, and I still love to this day. So I thought, okay, I'm going to write a song kind of inspired by Skid Row. Mm-hmm. And I ended up writing the song We Fall. And I wrote that, actually, co-wrote it with my friend Paul Laine from the Defiants and Danger fame, because I remember I wrote the song and then I played it to Paul, and he said, he goes, how about if we do this? So he kind of helped me with some parts of the song. And then after that, I thought, you know what? I love how this has turned out. And there wasn't, pretty much, I didn't have a singer, but I just knew that it was a good song. And you just have that feeling. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to form a band in this style, this genre. So, a lot of the bands that I love, like Skid Row, Judas Priest, Dio, it's kind of in that sort of genre. And I played the stuff to Danny, and Danny's a mega singer in in Melbourne, and he's been in bands like Pegasus and Eyefear. So he's kind of, a lot of people know him as a great singer and a great frontman. And I thought, you know what? I've known Danny for many, many years. He's in Black Majesty, the singer, and Danny are cousins. So my singer introduced me to him, and he loved the material. We recorded We Fall, and after that, I just said, wow, that's it. This is going to be something that we pursue. And then Danny and I, with the help of Paul, we just said, let's record some songs. And we recorded 4 tracks, which is the EP. And the response has been fantastic. It just really, really has. It's been like in some countries on radio stations, like the number one song of the week. Just this morning, I received an email that the EP is like their number one EP, and it's just been amazing. So, and then after that, we thought, you know what, let's put it out. And let me just tell you, James, that we have sold so many CDs, it's just really cool. I mean, obviously there's a history. People know me from being the guitar player of Black Majesty, and they know that Danny's been in some bands as well. So there's an identity there. But I think it's about the songs, and people have really connected with the songs, and the response has been amazing. Like, people are writing fantastic comments on YouTube. So it was totally amazing. And since then we formed the band. So I pretty much handpicked the band. I chose the bass player Glenn Cav, who I was in a band with years and years ago. So I went to high school with him, and the guitar player John Benici, who I've always respected as a fantastic guitar player as well, and also had a great guitar tone. So I thought he'd be perfect. And then just recently, we started auditioning drummers. So we auditioned a couple of drummers, and small world, like a good friend of mine is good friends with our drummer, and he put me on to him. And this guy named Jason Tyro, who's originally from the UK, has been living here for the past 20 years, is now in Australia. So he's the final link in the chain, and man, we can't wait to play. So we started rehearsing, and it's sounding amazing. We've got some shows coming up. So we're going to do a couple of Webfest things, and et cetera, et cetera.
That sounds great. Now, has the CD been released yet?
No, it's released. It comes out on the 1st of July, so a couple of days from now. But the thing is we've had a pre-order up for the CD pretty much for about 3 months. We've sold so many pre-orders, and the response has been amazing. It really has. Now, with COVID hitting right in the middle of all of this, we received the product, the CDs, the manufactured CDs, about a month earlier. And we said, you know what, we're starting to hear that there's delays with the postal service all over the world. Let's start sending it out 1 month earlier to try and get it to the people. The release date. So hopefully, I know some people are starting to get it around the world, but hopefully we do make that release date. Yeah,
you mentioned 4 tracks on this one: We Fall, Stronger, Love's Got a Hold on You, and Days of Delirium. Which one's your favorite on there, and why?
Oh, probably my favorite is We Fall, because that's the first one that kind of sent shivers down my spine after Danny recorded the vocals. So that was the beginning of the band. But then again, man, each song has a connection for me, because Stronger is lyrically, it's loosely based on my daughter, who's a singer. Her name's Cassidy Paris, and she is 17 years old, and the lyrics focus on, particularly when she made the transition from primary school or elementary school for you guys, from elementary school to high school, she was given a hard time by some of the kids because she's a singer. She likes rock and roll, and some people just didn't get that. And it's funny, because when we were kids, from everyone I speak to, it was cool if you were a rock and roller.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas these days, a lot of the kids, they're listening to rap and dance music and stuff. So people would kind of, not in a physical way, but in a sort of a little bit of an emotional way. Who do you think you are? You're a rock star, or blah blah blah. Sort of almost like hanging it on her. And I was like, wow, that's
terrible.
bizarre.
Yes,
exactly.
It's terrible.
and then as my daughter, had got older, like she released her first single by the age of 14 years old. She, obviously she writes and co-writes songs and stuff, and you'd get some kids who, the general response was fantastic, but you get some kids, more so maybe because it's close, because they're high school kids, and they see each other or whatever, but they'd be giving her a hard time and write, some, nasty YouTube comments and stuff. And it's just not cool. I guess that's how the world has changed. In some ways on the internet for the better, in some ways not so good because of, social media. So, and of course she needs to be on social media because it's about spreading the word. So some kids would, give her a hard time. And then as she's continued, so she released her first single when she was 14, then she released another single, and then she'd release another single, and then kids are starting to turn around going, oh, actually, it's actually good.
Yeah, so she's pretty cool now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and that, which is kind of cool, but it's not cool in the sense of, well, you used to give her a hard time about that, but now she's suddenly cool. You know what I mean? Because, her profile's starting to grow.
Right.
So the lyrics of Stronger is about my daughter. It's sort of basically as parents, anyone who's had kids, you get it. If somebody, your kid comes home and they're in tears because someone's teased them about something that really should be a positive, that's not cool. So I tried to focus on that. And what I love about my daughter Cassidy now is she's an ambassador for there's a group called Metalheads Against Bullying, and she's an ambassador for that. And other people like Tony, yeah, which is really cool. So she's only 17, but she's going out doing interviews and speaking about bullying and just telling her story, just saying, hey, it's not okay, and it's not okay for friends to snicker or whatever it be either, and so it's really made her a stronger person. And you've got people who are, other people that are part of this group, like Tony Harnell from TNT. He's a big ambassador for it as well. So around the world, people are starting to really stand up for bullying, against bullying. And that's cool. You know what I mean? And I'm the same. I'm a big advocate for it, being a teacher as well, not only as a parent. It's like, man, that's not good and it's not okay. And even if some people think they're joking, well, obviously, then it affects people, and sometimes it's lasting for some kids.
Of course,
as they get older. Yeah,
words hurt.
Absolutely, man. And sometimes when you think, people are your friends, and then you find out that people are like saying some nasty stuff behind your back. Well, then obviously they're not your friend, and that's hard to deal with sometimes.
Of course, you guys. You guys got any plans for the end of the year or the following year for shows, or no?
Yes, no, definitely. Well, in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to be recording the EP, a live version of the EP, a video for a web fest called New Wave of Classic Rock. And basically it's on a stage, but there's no people there, so it just gets filmed. But it's all live, and that'll get streamed in August. So that's our first thing off the blocks, which we're really excited about. And later in the year, in November, we've already been announced to be part of a festival in Sydney, and so that's exciting. And then we'll play a hometown show as well. And this is all obviously if things are okay with the whole COVID thing, of course. But so far, as I mentioned before, the COVID thing hasn't hit as bad as in Australia compared to many other parts of the world. So Australia, New Zealand, even though it's terrible to lose some lives, but yeah, it's nowhere near what has happened in America or in the UK or Europe, etc. You
guys got some really cool merchandise and CDs. How does someone go about buying those? You got some cool T-shirts and CDs. I also read somewhere that you guys might sign some CDs as well, right?
Yeah. Well, all of the pre-orders are being signed. So if people get in and make an order before July 1st, which is we're running out of time now, they're all signed, and it's no extra money or anything like that. It's just more of an incentive for people to buy it, I guess. And yeah, man, I mean, that's what I mean. The response has been so cool that we've got T-shirts and we've got like there's a whole bunch of stuff. And that's available via our Facebook store, which is an Eckwood store. So if you go to facebook.com/wickedsmileband.com, then, on the Shop Now button, you click on that and, you've got access to the store. Or another way of getting there also is if people look up our YouTube songs, and it's directly below in the information, so people can click on the store directly as well. So yeah, it really, really has been fantastic in regards to the response, because I posted out a picture of the mail out, 1 month ago, and I'm not kidding. There were so many packages. It was really, really cool and awesome. So, it's the response has been great.
I believe you, Steve. I mean, when you sent me that file, I was blown away by I listened to all 4 tracks in my car, and I was like, wow, these guys are killer, man. This is good stuff. I think you guys are going to have a lot of success.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's really very humbling, and particularly because it's all happened so quick. I'd written those songs, a couple of months back, and it's just really, really come together really quick. So the help of Paul and the help of Danny, of course, and now it's a full-fledged band. So it's really, really exciting.
Any final words before we go?
I'd just like to say thanks to yourself and the Record Machine, because it's people like you that help us spread the word, obviously to our fans and people who are supporting us. And for those people, if you haven't heard us and you like bands like Skid Row or Judas Priest or Dio, Svengali, et cetera, then you might like us, because that's the kind of sound that we're doing. Not so much in terms of, we're not trying to copy, but it's just more the genre of, it's more that street, heavy rock, metal in some ways. And man, just we're just really enjoying writing these songs, and we can't wait to play them live. So yeah, very excited. So thank you. Cheers.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for coming on the program, and I'm telling you, man, this Delirium EP, it's killer. I really enjoyed it. I wish you guys much success, and hope to have you on the program again soon.
Thanks, man. Thank you, James. Cheers.
All right, take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Screaming out for something